going to do this morning is to go and get some pictures and a little bit of footage of snowdrops. There's a lovely area of snowdrops growing by the little church that's down here, Llandefeisen Church. And also, I'm quite interested at the moment in painting lichens. I've got a learn to paint video up at the moment on YouTube, which you might like to check out. I'm quite also interested in doing some more abstract pictures of lichens using lots of watercolour techniques, using salt and cling film and textures to try and get some more abstracty looking pictures. A little bit out of my comfort zone, but I do like experimenting with watercolour. Makes it much more interesting. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go and find some snowdrops, and we're going to go and try and find some nice lichen growing probably on the walls and on the headstones down by the church there. Oh, there's a lovely jay across there. I won't be able to get it. I won't. Little robin. Can I zoom in? I wonder. Here we go. Have I got him? No, he's flown off, little bugger. Here he is, I think. Have I got you now? Oh, he's trying to photograph birds. It's a nightmare. Lovely ivy-coloured tree. I have actually painted a video, a learn to paint video of an ivy-coloured tree, so you might like to look at that. I did it some time ago, but I think it's quite informative. It's a lovely light across the footpath this morning. Look at all these shadows. It'd be nice to take some still references just to see how the shadows are falling when you're putting them into future paintings. We've got some nice bits of lichen on the footpath here as well, on some of the twigs that have been felled or blown down in the wind. I've got lots of these at home that I've collected. Whoops! So I don't think I need any more. Here we are at the little church. It's called Llandefeisen Church. It's been out of use for many years now, but at the moment there is a group set up who are actually going to do some renovations on it, particularly the inside, which is going to be really nice. It would be then used, I think, as a visitor centre, and also for use for some of the community around here to put on some events. This is something I've come down for. Oh, hang on, my dog's disappeared. Don't go wandering off, okay? Stay with me. This cross, it's got some fantastic lichen growing on it, all different colours, so I'm going to try and get some close-up shots. Perhaps I'll take a few stills, and then I'm going to use some of these patterns and textures and colours to paint a few experimental watercolours. That would be really nice to do. I'm really looking forward to doing that. Beautiful. Not sure it's in focus for you. Not sure it's in focus for me. I'll take some stills. Just when I wanted to get some nice shots of snowdrops with some nice light on them, it started raining again. Not to worry. When the weather clears up, I'll get back down here again. And for the minute, I think I'm going to go and shelter out of all this rain. Okay, so it's hailing now. So no shots of snowdrops today then. But I did get those nice lichen pictures, which I'm really pleased about. So we'll stay here for a little while, and then we'll get back to the studio. And well, when all the chores have been done, we'll try and get a bit of painting done today. These, I just spotted these walking back through the hailstorm. No idea what they are. Obviously some sort of fungus, so that's going to be nice to look up when I get back. Nearing the end of the walk here, I've come across some more fungus. This is a sort of browny yellow one growing on this log. Lovely colours. Can you see? Really lovely. I'll find out what it is again, for those of you that don't know. So here I am back in the studio, braved all the hailstorms and the rain, and what I think I'll do first is just run through a few of the materials that I'll be using today. I like Winsor and Newton. I like the Cotman series of watercolour paints. My brushes are Winsor and Newton, and they're the Sceptre Gold series. I get through quite a bit of masking fluid, and I use salt for doing textural effects. My pencil is a soft one, a 2B, and the watercolour paper is Bockingford, £140, not surface. I do use Saunders Waterford quite a lot as well. I think that might have covered everything I've got there. In the description box below, I've put some links to some of the art materials that I use all the time. You might be interested in looking at that. There's also a link to a video I made a few months ago about watercolour materials for beginners. I've also just posted a very recent video on painting lichens. It's a step-by-step tutorial, mainly for beginners, which resulted in this little picture that you can see here. And some more little paintings that I did in a very loose way. What I'm interested in doing is taking inspiration from the lovely patterns and colours of the lichens in the churchyard, and I'm going to have a go at painting some abstracts. This is one of the stills that I took, and the colours I used were burnt sienna, burnt umber, a bit of raw umber, some yellows, a bit of green, and there was a bit of pink there as well. I'm going to give you a speeded up version of my first attempt. I wet the paper and dropped in some colours I'd mixed already, and then I dropped in some isopropyl alcohol with a dropper, and I also sprinkled in some salt. As the painting progressed, then I added some more darks to it to give some contrast. At this stage I think we need a little bit of music, courtesy of my son, Powell-Jones. This one dried quite interestingly, didn't it? It looks a bit like a galaxy. And this one certainly has all the colours that were in the original photograph of the lichen. And this one has some of the pinks that were there, and I applied some white acrylic with a palette knife to stand for the lovely textured white areas. Move a small mount around on the pictures and see if you can find some pleasing images. I don't think any of these are going to win a Turner Prize, but it's fun to try and find an area that works for you, and really it hones your compositional skills as well. You can also use some smaller apertures. Move them around on your picture and find something that you find particularly attractive. Have a go at doing something like this of your own. I'd really love to do some more, but unfortunately it's just a question of time, isn't it? You can't do everything. The snowdrops are out, so I'm going to do a step-by-step painting snowdrops, I think, next, using cling foam and some textural effects. So bye for now, and I hope you got some inspiration from this little video.